So now we are in Genesis chapter 31. In verse 30, we have just seen how it ended with Jacob paying Laban with deceit again. They negotiated that Laban is going to pick among the cattle all the spotted animals and give them to his sons, and he was giving the one that were not spotted. And then he played a trick that all the animals that he was taking care of, now we are giving back to spotted animals, and those were his pay. And then the weak ones were for. So when this happened, they saw how much he has got, a lot of cattle. So the sons of Laban became angry, and they were saying, "Oh, Jacob has gotten all our dad's possession from the cattle. Now look at how much he has gotten." And the dad too was upset, and he felt so bad, and he urged Jacob, "You better leave now. You have to go." Let's read verse 2 of 31. And Jacob beheld the countenance of Laban, and behold, it was not toward him as before. And the Lord said unto Jacob, "Return unto the land of thy fathers, and to thy kindred, and I will be with thee." And Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field unto his flock, and said unto them, "I see your father's countenance, that it is not toward me as before, but God of my father hath been with me. And you know that with all my power I have served your father." So you see, he called the wives, his uncle's daughters he has gotten married to. "I have noticed your father's countenance is no more good towards me. But you all know I have served him to the best of my knowledge. Now that he has seen me get growth, and that is going to be my reward, he's not happy about it. And your father had deceived me," in verse 7 of chapter 31. Jacob still went on to tell the daughters, his wives, "And your father had deceived me and changed my wages 10 times, but God suffered him not to hurt me. If he said thus, that speckled shall be thy wages, then all the cattle bear speckled. And if he said thus, the ring straight shall be thy hire, then bear all the cattle ring straight. Thus God had taken away the cattle of your father and given them to me." So this is what he's telling them. He has said all the speckled, the ring straight are yours, and then God has added them to him, Jacob. "And it came to pass at the time that the cattle conceived, and that I lifted up my eyes and saw in a dream, and behold, the rams which leaped upon the cattle were ring-streaked, speckled, and grizzled. And the angel of God spake unto me in a dream, saying, Jacob. And I said, Here am I. And he said, Lift up now thine eyes, and see all the rams which leap upon the cattle are ring-streaked, speckled, and grizzled, for I have seen all that Laban doeth unto thee. I am the God of Bethel, where thou anointest the pillar, and where thou vowest a vow unto me. Now arise, get thee out from this land, and return unto the land of thy kindred. He explained everything to him, to his wives, Rachel and Leah. What has happened between him and their father, and what God has told him in the dream. And this is why he has desired to leave. And Rachel and Leah answered and said unto him, Is there yet any portion or inheritance for us in our father's house? Are we not counted of him strangers? For he has sold us, and hath quite devoured also our money. So you see what the daughters do. We are saying, our father we don't have any inheritance from him again, because he has sold us. To who? To Jacob, because of what he has done. He said, for all the riches which God had taken from our father, that is ours. And our children now then, whatsoever God has said unto thee, do. So you see, they gave Jacob the quiet, do whatsoever God has said unto you. Because we don't have any inheritance from our father's house, because he has sold us to you. Then Jacob rose up and set his sons and his wives upon camels, and he carried away all his cattle and all his goods, which he had gotten, the cattle of his getting, which he had gotten in Padaram, for to go to Isaac his father in the land of Canaan. And Laban went to shear his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the images that were her father's. So you see, even the children, we are upset with their father for what he has done. So when they were leaving, Rachel, the favorite wife of Jacob, went and stole the images that were with her father. And Jacob stole away unaware to Laban, the Syrian, in that he told him not that he fled. Oh, so Rachel stole these images. So now Laban is going to lay a claim on Jacob that he has stolen from him. Let's read ahead and see what will happen. So he fled with all that he had, and he had rose up and passed over the river and set his face toward the Mount Gilead. And it was so Laban on the third day that Jacob was fled. And he took his brethren with him and pursued after him 7 days' journey. And they overtook him in the Mount Gilead. And God came to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night, and said unto him, Take heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. Then Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mountain, and Laban with his brethren pitched in the mountain of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, What hast thou done, that thou hast stolen away unaware to me, and carried away my daughters as captives, taken with the sword? Wherefore didst thou flee away secretly, and steal away from me, and did not tell me, that I might have sent thee away with mirth, and with songs, with tabret, and with harp, and hast not suffered me to kiss my sons and my daughters? Thou hast now done foolishly in so doing. It is in the power of my hand to do you hurt, but the God of your father spake unto me yesternight, saying, Take thou heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. So you see, now he chased Jacob after Jacob has left with all his belongings, but because Rachel stole his images, and because they left without saying goodbye to him, that was the offense. So he chased them. According to the Bible, it was 7 days' journey, and he caught up with them in Mount Gilead, where Jacob pitched his tent, to take a break. And when he arrived, before he arrived there, the night before he met them, he had a dream, because his plan was to go attack Jacob violently and accuse him of taking his daughters as captives, stealing him, and the rest. But God warned him, Be careful. Do not call Jacob any name, good or bad. And when he came finally the next day and met Jacob face to face on the mountain of Gilead, he confessed it. And he did pointed out to Jacob that Jacob has taken his daughters and the daughters' children he was calling his sons as captives, and all that belongs to him as captives. He did not say goodbye, because he should have set him out off with songs, with this and that. But he ran away. And now, before I came to see you, you are lucky. Your God appeared to me in my dream and told me and cautioned me not to call you any name, good or bad. He said, Thank your God of your fathers. And now, though thou wouldst need me, be gone, because thou saw long after my father's house, yet wherefore hast thou stolen my gods? So the images were his idols. So he accused Jacob of stealing his gods. But it wasn't Jacob, it was his own daughter that stole those gods. And Jacob answered and said to Laban, Because I was afraid, for I said, Peradventure thou wilt take by force my daughters from me, thy daughters from me. With whomsoever thou find thy God, let him not live. Oh my goodness. Because he was sure he didn't touch his gods. He didn't know Rachel took them. And then he took that vow. Search. Whoever you find your gods, will let that person not live. What? Let's go further and see. For Jacob knew not that Rachel had stolen them. In verse 33 now, and Laban went into Jacob's tent and into Leah's tent and into the two male servants' tents, but he found them not. Then went he out of Leah's tent and entered into Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the images and put them in the camel's furniture and sat upon them. And Laban searched all the tent, but found them not. And she said to her father, let it not displease my lord that I cannot rise up before thee. For the custom of women is upon me. And he searched, but found not the images. So you see the trick Rachel played with his dad. When his dad came, was searching the other tents, he took it and put it in the images of the animals they have and sat on them. And when his dad came to her own tent now to search, he searched everywhere and couldn't find anything. And she said that, sorry, no offense, because I couldn't stand up. I am on my menses. That was what she meant, that I am, the custom of women is upon me. I am on my menses, so I can't stand up. But she was hiding those images. She sat on them. So Laban couldn't find those images, and Jacob was wrath and chid with Laban. And Jacob answered and said to Laban, what is my trespass? What is my sin, that thou hast so hotly pursued after me? So you see, Jacob feel bad, embarrassed. What have I done wrong to you? You pursue me, trespassing against me. Whereas thou hast searched all my stuff, what hast thou found? Of all thy household stuff, set it here before my brethren and thy brethren, that they may judge between us both. Jacob said that to Laban, what did you find? Put it here in front of your people and my own people. Let them judge between the two of us. These 20 years I have been with thee. Thy ewes and thy she-goats have not cast their young, and the rams of thy flock have I not eaten. That which was torn of beast I brought not unto thee. I bear the loss of it, of my hand. Didst thou require it, whether stolen by day or stolen by night? Now look at what he went through in his own uncle's hands. All these years I have been animals that we are not giving birth. From you, when I came, they were giving birth. You had a lot of them. Animals that beasts came and took away. I suffered for them. I didn't get any reward for them. You said those were my losses. Whether stolen by day or stolen by night. Thus I was in the day the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from my eyes. So you see, when you are a shepherd, you don't sleep day and night, because you look after the animals, fear of other animals coming to devour them. So he said, day and night I lost my sleep. I lost everything just to take care of your animals. Is this what you will reward me? I served thee 14 years for your 2 daughters, and 6 years for your cattle, and thou hast changed my wages 10 times. Except the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac, have been with me, surely thou hast sent me away now empty. God has seen my affliction and the labor of my hands, and rebuked thee yesternight. And Laban answered and said unto Jacob, these daughters are my daughters, and these children are my children, and these cattle are my cattle, and all that thou seest is mine. And what can I do this day unto thee, my daughters, or unto their children, which they have borne? Now therefore come, let us make a covenant, I and thou, and let it be for a witness between me and you. And Jacob took a stone and set it up for a pillar. And Jacob said unto his brethren, gather stones. And they took stones and made a heap, and they did it upon the heap. And Laban called it Jagasaduta. But Jacob called it Gilead. 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 Galeed. Gilead. Laban's own name is so long. Jegarsahadutha. That was what Laban called. So, and Laban said, this heap is a witness between me and thee this day. Therefore was the name of it called Gilead. So they put stones, piles of stones, making it a heap. And each person called it their own name. And Jacob called it Gilead, meaning this is a witness between me and you. And verse 49, and Mizpah, for he said, the Lord watch between me and thee, when we are absent one from another. So you see, they are making peace, they are reconciling. If thou shalt afflict my daughters, or if thou shalt take other wives beside my daughters, no man is with us. See, God is witness between me and thee. So you see, Laban, because of all what he has done, he was afraid. Jacob taking his 2 daughters away, and they have had a lot of children, and he has benefited a lot of cattle from him. Chase him, accusing him. But when Jacob spilled out his own grudge unto him, what he has done to him, reducing his wages, he said he has lived with him for 20 years, and for that 20 years, he worked 14 years to acquire those 2 wives. And he reduced his wages 10 times. Oh, you did so much to this man, and you are still pointing accusing finger unto him. But his fear now was all this bad he has done to Jacob. If Jacob is taking his children now, is he not going to maltreat them? Maybe when he gets back to his homeland, he's going to have other wives and be maltreating them. So this was the reason for the covenant, setting those heap of stones. Both of them make agreement. Jacob taking an oath that he will not take other wives, that he will not maltreat his children. And they settled that there. Each one called that place their own name with their own meaning. Because Jacob said, this is Mizpah. He said, the Lord watch between me and you when we are absent one from another. And then Laban said, if thou wilt afflict my daughters, or if thou shalt take other wives beside my daughters, no man is with us. See, God. See, God is witness between me and you. So you see? And Laban said to Jacob, behold this heap, and behold this pillar, which I have cast between me and you. This heap be witness, and this pillar be witness, that I will not pass over this heap to thee, that thou shalt not pass over this heap and this pillar unto me for harm. So they put demarcation between the 2 of them. This is the boundary between me and you two. You will not pass it to come harm him. I will not pass it to come harm you. In verse 53, then God, the God of Abraham and the God of Nahor, the God of their father, judge between us. And Jacob swore by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered sacrifice upon the mountain, and called his brethren to eat bread. And they did eat bread, and tarried all night in the mountain. And early in the morning, Laban rose up and kissed his sons and his daughters, and blessed them. And Laban departed and returned unto his place. So you see, they finally settled it. They made peace between themselves. So Laban, his desire was to kiss his children. Good luck, safe journey, successful life. And they did that. And the next day, he kissed them goodbye and he went away. And that was the end of Genesis chapter 31. Is that not so awesome? They didn't go into fight. So you see, people who have the fear of God in them, they always use the name of God to settle their scores. And we Christians should not forget this. No matter the hurt, no matter pain somebody might have afflicted you with, Always remember that there is a God. And that God, whenever he sets in or steps in to settle any disputes, he will do it with justice. Make peace with one another. Love one another. Be at peace with everybody. That is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.